have just successfully completed 3 days of Sing Your Heart Song Summit. Give it up for Steph. Woo! Give it up for Irma. Woo! 3 cheers for me. Woo! Oh my gosh, what a session.
Yes. The last one was interesting.
Mind-blowing. You actually time traveled, Irma.
Yeah, Irma.
I
Surprise.
couldn't believe it. And you know what? I thought it's my mind. I said, come on, you silly, don't do that. Nope. Took me right back.
Oh my goodness. Should we bring in the person that was responsible for this time traveling? Let's give it
I
up for
think
her.
so.
Let's do it.
McCoy coming onto the stage.
Hi, Denise.
Yeah.
I've never done time traveling before. That's cool. Way to go, Irma. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's
Whoa,
great.
Denise. Hello, Denise. Oh my gosh, Denise
Hello,
from
Denise.
Houston. Hello.
My girlfriend is in Houston. Say hi to Kathy in Houston, Denise.
Wow, Denise. Well, you are connected to people in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and Canada at the moment here. So look at that. I got friends
There you
all
go.
over the world. And also coming in from Indiana, making an appearance, Mr. Garden, Green Thumb Troubadour himself. Mark Lyons in the house.
Thank you. Actually, Illinois, not Indiana, but close enough.
Illinois.
You know, it's
Although
like,
I spend a lot of time in Indiana, so.
yeah, but it's like you're in Canada, Quebec, Montreal, Vancouver. Who cares?
Can't see what it says on there,
What are
Mark.
we looking at? Oh, hold on. Let me zoom you in. 1 second. Hang on. I got
Ooh,
you.
what does
Is
it
that
say?
reversed? It's reversed.
Oh, it's
is
reversed? Oh, shoot.
Indiana. Indiana.
It says Indiana Fiddlers Gathering.
If you go into your settings, you can actually change it to not reversed. But
Settings.
That little deer icon down the bottom.
Oh, yes.
And then video. And then that tag, toggle the mirror camera. Look at that. Technology in action.
There you go.
there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana Fiddlers
Yeah.
Gathering. Okay.
All right.
That's truth right there. You weren't lying.
That's where the Indiana came from, right?
Yep. I've been attending that festival now since, well, I've attended a few times before, but I've been actively involved since about 2007. I've led their children's concert and I teach some workshops. So,
Do you play the fiddle too?
I do not play the fiddle, although I'd like to one of these days. But I play guitar, I play ukulele, and as corny as it sounds, I even have a washboard. And when I say, and believe me, when I say that my washboard has all the bells and whistles, I mean it has all the bells and whistles.
Oh, I think we want an proof of that.
Demonstration?
Yeah,
All right.
Demonstration.
There we go.
absolutely.
This is the after party after all, right? Oh,
Here's the washboard.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Cool.
Got
That
a
is
call
legit.
bell. Got horns. Got a cowbell, a can.
Love it.
You.
Uh,
Oh wow.
It's kind of like putting on the Iron Man suit, so I don't think I'll wear it right now. But
well, you got to play a little ditty.
oh no, you want me to put that thing on? Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go through all that you're going to go through, and while you're doing that, I'll put on the washboard.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, now we finish. Okay.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. What a special treat that is. We get our own personal concert.
I
That's
know.
right.
That's gonna be great.
a one-man
All of-
band.
All of you who are not here, you're missing out. FOMO. Fear of missing out.
Serious FOMO.
Serious FOMO. Excellent. If you just tuned in, you're wondering what's going on. This is a Sing Your Heart Song Day 3 recap, wrap up, celebration. That's right. We just finished 3 amazing freaking days. Day 1, finding your heart song. Day 2, valuing your heart song. And day 3 is all about sharing your heart song and living the song that's in your heart. And
And
wow,
look
wow,
who
wow.
is watching us. One of our speakers.
Yeah,
Woo!
Carol.
Carol Ward in the house.
Woo, Carol!
Woo! Carol, you were fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you for representing Canada.
Yay, Carol.
Yes, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. So yes, if you're just tuning in, we're just celebrating our finale finish here of the Sing Your Heart Song Summit. Please say hello in the comments. Let us know where you're watching us from. Please share with us your heart song. And not to worry, after this live stream has ended, we will make a post with the replays. So yes, in case you missed it, we've got all the replays streaming on YouTube, and that link will be available for you to access. Not sure about the free gifts, if they're going to be available for you, because you had to be here live in person to receive it. But nonetheless, you will get to hear the presentations and have some dream work. We learned yesterday from Tammy not to use the word homework anymore. We're going to say dream work. And Liz actually has challenges now to say it's our soul work. So there you go.
So work, dream work. It all works, right?
Mm.
It
All
does
work.
all work. Yes, Carol, amazing presenters. Yes, indeed. You are so welcome, Carol.
So would you like to go through our presenters of today? This is what we've been doing every day. And our first presenter of the day was our worm lady, Kathy Nisbet.
Mhm.
What
Yes.
did you take away from that, Steph?
Well, you know, when Kathy speaks,
Hey,
what
Patrice.
honestly, the first thing that I took away from Kathy is she is quite the lip sync extraordinaire. She was all the songs that Olivia was playing, she was singing right along with, which I am always super impressed with because that is absolutely not my strength. So Kathy and Olivia make this great laughter yoga team, but they also make a great musical duo. The other thing that I took away was just, you know, I love the creativity and the chutzpah and the determination that Kathy had to make a difference in the world. I mean, it's all about, you know, taking care of our Mother Earth, and through worms, through sprouts, through all the work that she does. And she gets really creative in figuring out how to get on media, how to get attention. I had no idea that she had a 35-minute documentary that was
38.
38. Okay, 38 minutes. Thank you for correcting me.
Be precise there, Steph.
On VHS, on CD,
Yes.
on DVD, on Blu-ray.
But she had a guy following around her around for a year in order to make that 38 minutes. So that's just
Wow.
amazing. And, you know, it gives us all hope that we can also get our message out in the world, helping everybody to sing their heart song.
You know, what really touched me today, too, was that Kathy mentioned her husband, Rick, who gave her the idea of, like, you know, why not put your business cards or your bookmarks inside the library books, the local library? Because chances are if someone's picking up a book about vermicomposting, they are already interested. They've already pre-qualified themselves. And now Kathy's business card falls out and they were prompted to call her, right? And so that was just amazing synergy that I get to see from Rick helping out Kathy. And then when Jan Roberts spoke, it was so sweet to see his dear wife, Dr. Arthi, come in and help us with the chat. Like, she was a chat monitor. And
I know, she was amazing. She was
She
on
was
top
on
of
point.
everything he said.
Dr. Arthi, you are amazing. I mean, you are just on the ball and you're just so
Yes.
appreciative. I mean, both of you are working together as a husband and wife team in your Key Leadership Institute. And it's just a beautiful symphony to see.
It
All
really
the
is.
way from South Africa.
Exactly, all the way from South Africa. So just want to highlight Patrice Porter. Yes, we are. We're having so much fun.
Hi,
So
Patrice.
much fun. Oh my goodness. And Carol, yes, Kathy's a wonderful soul. It looks like Mark is ready. I think he's got on his washboard here. So we're gonna bring him on again. Let's see.
We are having a concert.
We are having
Yay.
Awesome.
A few thimbles to make the sound and the rest of the stuff. And I even have a little chain that says more cowbell.
Oh my
Another
goodness.
musician I know plays at the Old Town School of Folk Music, Barbara Silverman. She plays the washboard. I saw her at the Indiana Fiddlers Gathering one year, showed her my washboard. I said, Barb, you're my inspiration. I created my own. She took one look at it and said, it's not beat up. You don't play it often enough. All right, I got to get out of this thing now.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
So to go back to Kathy's, we had so many acronyms the last 3 days. And at first, Kathy thought she's going to have a 3-letter acronym. But then Olivia, of course, marvelous Olivia, added the 4th acronym. And can you guys remember what they were?
Can I remember what?
Yeah.
Gotta open those notebooks.
Look in the
Gosh,
notebook.
I've got
The first
pages
one
and
was
pages and notes
ask.
from
Remember? Ask.
ask.
The second one
Audience.
was action.
Take action. Yep.
Take
Okay.
action. Then the third one was build your audience. And then the one, drum roll, that Olivia added was acknowledge.
And we came up with a 5th one too. Do you remember that?
Oh,
we did it?
yeah.
Yes. Remember all those adorable little worms?
Oh, the adorable. That is very true.
Yeah, she really warmed her way into our hearts, didn't she?
Oh, definitely. Yes, that is for sure. Now, the other thing, do you remember what she said about getting press ready? What are the steps that you're supposed to take to get your press release form out there? Do you remember that?
Fashion shoot.
Yes, a
Gotta have a hit
professional headshot.
You know me, I bring the fashion.
Oh, yeah, you've got the fashion. And
Oh, to have your bios, which
yes, you
So
needed
important.
2 bios.
and not just one bio, and not like this bio that goes on for pages and pages and pages, but have a short bio, maximum of 50 words, and a long bio, maximum of 300 words.
Check. And then, what was the last thing? Something about your topic. Do you remember?
Mark, you were there. What did you remember?
I'm sorry. I was distracted by my washboard. Who are we talking about now?
Kathy Nesbitt.
I missed Kathy's presentation, unfortunately. So
Oh,
You can watch it in the replay.
I'll watch it in the replay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about your topic that's being niched. But there was one thing that she said about journalists.
Journalists are
Nothing is off
people.
the record.
Yes, nothing is off the
record.
record. Be careful what you tell those journalists. Okay.
Oh, right, because of the, yeah.
All right.
So tell us
So
the story behind that. What happened?
watch it in the replay.
Yep, you gotta watch in the replay.
There you go.
Yeah, watch in the replay.
But
Yes.
it's one cautionary tale to watch out for with regards to journalists. So
Yes. And then we had the 6'4" Jan Roberts from South Africa, and he told us his height. So it's not a made-up story. And of course, Olivia already mentioned that his wonderful life, Dr. Arthi, was the one who kept the chat going so that we did not miss a word of anything that he had said. And he talked about good intentions versus living an intentional life. So, Liz, what do you think of that?
Live with good intentions in order to live an intentional life.
The
Good.
contrast between just
Yes.
good intentions and actually living a life of intention.
Mhm.
And one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
words that he used, just FYI, was significance. So there's a
Yes.
difference between success and significance.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. When you set an intention, it's how you want to be, how you want to feel, and yeah, how you're going to serve others would be the way I look at it. Intention. Yeah, setting intention for the day. I love the making significance in the world. I didn't see his presentation, but I can just imagine that significance would be yeah, it's would be more impactful, right? Like you could be a success, but not making an impact.
Right.
But significance to me means you're making an impact. Like am I on track with what he was? Yeah, makes
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely. In fact, you use those exact same words.
Yeah.
Success is all about you.
Mhm.
Significance is about the impact that you have on others.
Yes.
yeah. I'm letting
He'd
divine
also-
source guide me here.
Yeah. He'd also mentioned about when you live intentionally, you do good continuously.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned a few other things, but he asked the question, what does your personal development look like? And that was something to think about, because if we start the day intentionally with values, then we are on the right track. So we've had so many tidbits of how we could start the day. But he mentioned someone all the time, an author, an influencer, someone who is a huge figure. And he has all this person's books. Do you remember who that was?
Was that Les Brown?
John
John Maxwell.
John C.
Oh, yes.
Maxwell.
Ding, ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding, ding.
I love the quote that he shared, and going back to the significance and the success, he shared John Maxwell's quote that once you have tasted significance, success will never be enough.
Yes. And then we moved on to Marcy. And
Not quite.
technical
Catherine.
dragons were out there and destroying her poor performance. So eventually I had to share her PowerPoint. Now, what did you learn from how Marcy dealt with what happened? She's a pro.
She is a pro, and one of the things that I was impressed by with regards to how she dealt with the tech gremlins was that she just kept on going.
Yes.
And she also had the confidence to say, okay, this isn't working. Let's take a break and try something different. So we had 2 YouTube videos of Marcy. We only have one now because the first one encountered all those tech gremlins. And so what we're left with now on the playlist is the real one. But she also, I thought you two worked well together and set things up for later in the day with Randy, in that
Yes.
Marcy sent you the PowerPoint, so you were the finger to advance the PowerPoint while Marcy delivered the presentation.
Exactly. Now, Marcy spoke about building your tribe. And the message I think she left us with is that when we are in an environment like we have been the last 3 days, then that is also a tribe, and that we have different tribes that we connect with. How did you guys understand it? Mark, how did you see it?
Oh, I saw it as a. I don't know how I saw it really. I was too busy taking notes.
Yeah, she's a fountain of wisdom and information.
Well, I thought it was
Yeah,
a great
but I can sort
example.
of see where she's getting at, because I think we all travel in a variety of circles, and we have different people that we connect with, and they can be broken up into tribes.
Mm-hmm.
To use that term. I mean,
We've got your Fiddler Indiana tribe, and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I had a party one time, and one of my friends remarked how in one corner of the room were my high school friends, in another corner of the room were my friends from my square dancing days. Another corner was people that I met in the singles groups. It was so I had different tribes, so to speak.
So our DJ of the day of the whole summit, Olivia, the DJ in the house. Like, you played a song after Marcy's presentation was done. You want to talk about that song?
Hells yeah. No time for toxic people in my tribe. And vampire suckers.
I like that song because it tells us, look outside, look at a beautiful day, and keep making sure that your day stays beautiful. And if you have toxic people in your life, you know what? Let them go. Yes.
show them the
I
door.
had to do that.
Don't let it hit you on the way out.
I want to say, like, Jan Roberts every day, like, wakes up in the morning and just, like, whistles and smiles at everybody. And he's like, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. And people are like, why, Jan? Like, why? Like, thinking something profound. And he's like, I woke up.
Yes. We wake up every day. That is a blessing.
I love the way that
That's
he
a
put it.
miracle by itself, right? So
He said when he was saying I'm blessed and it's so etc. He said, you know, if I were any better, I would think the cards are stacked in my favor. And then people would ask, well, what's going on? And I woke up. What? What's the big deal about that? Well, there's a big difference between waking up in the morning and not waking up in the morning.
Very true. Very true. We then had Randy Pizer in the house.
We're forgetting one, though.
Oh, we are?
Catherine.
Oh, my goodness. Catherine, I'm so sorry. We forgot. I missed her here. Okay. Catherine, what were you left with from Catherine's presentation, Olivia?
oh my gosh, I love that, like, whole mindful movement that she had us do.
Yes, I like that.
Starting from, like, our head to our shoulders, moving to our arms, like body part by body part, like to our fingers, and then to our torso, and then to, like, our legs, and then to our toes. And it was just amazing. And people's epiphanies, right, after each one were so different. Like, we each got something a little bit different out of it. So it was amazing.
So do you want to share about your epiphanies?
I was yawning the whole time. And
I know.
you noticed me? And I was like, wow, where is this coming from? And it was just, my energy was moving, right? Like, I was moving my energy, and I needed oxygen. That was another thing. Like, I needed oxygen. And I think so often, like, maybe I've stifled my yawns, and this was a chance for me to, like, really let go and just, like, let my yawn come.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Steph? What was your epiphany?
Well, as I said, you know, I worked personally with Catherine, and you know, she helped me to reconnect my mind, my heart, my body when it had been disconnected for so long. I mean, it was like, I've got this body, and you know, if I'm doing gestures or facial gestures or whatever, it was more mechanical than natural. Mm-hmm. And I just really love the invitation that Catherine extends to us to, you know, just be your vibrant, authentic self, reconnect with this thing that carries us around. It's not just a cart for our brains. You know, it is part of our expression. And I think, going off of that, we're told that 70% of our communication isn't verbal. It's not the words that I'm using right now. It's all the other thing that goes into it, my tone, my etc., but also my body, and how when we get in touch with our body, so much opens up. And I'll tell you, I didn't say this earlier, but one of the things that happened when I was working with Catherine was that it impacted my body and my relationships and other ways that I wasn't expecting, totally aside from speaking and marketing and business. So it was really kind of cool to get reacquainted with this thing.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that is?
Well, we're a holistic creature. It's kind of, I'm reminded thinking about Mark's, washboard instrument and all the pieces that are connected to that. And when you're comfortable with all those pieces, all those elements of it, you can do so much more than when you're not. Like, if you were to put that washboard on me, I would be completely lost. But when we get familiar and comfortable and really appreciate and love who we are, and not just our mind, not just our heart, but all of us, we have so much more to give and to express with.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Steph, I have every confidence that if I put my washboard on you, you'd figure it out to the point where you could be first washboard chair in the Chicago Symphony Orchestra.
That's awesome. Hi, Nadine.
Nadine's in the house. Woo! Nadine!
Nadine, we're going through a recap of the day, and Nadine was one of our wonderful speakers as well. And she also took us through an exercise where we really had to quiet down and focus.
And dig deep, man.
Deep.
For 6 minutes. 6 whole minutes.
We went deep. That's all I can say. Nadine, how did you start with that exercise now that you're here? And we were talking about Catherine. Now she took us through the exercise with your whole body. How did you come across this exercise she took us through? How did you start that?
Actually, one of my uncles is an NLP coach, and he told me about this savers as a way to. He was using it mostly for visualization. You can think about what you want, and you need to see it, and then you go to different steps. But then when I started writing more, I started using it for writing. So I applied the same method. Yeah.
Good night, Carol.
Good night, Carol.
Do you use your own method, Nadine?
So it's become my method, because most, I think, NLP practitioners use it in their coaching for people to talk about coaching and stuff. But I then use it in writing as a part of my writing. Yeah, so I incorporated it. Yes, but it comes from what is called the Morning Pages, and was written by How. Yeah. So he talks a lot about morning pages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Miracle.
So one of the things that I was impressed with, Nadine, was that journal writing is kind of a new venture for you. I mean, relatively new. Can you tell a little bit about what that experience has been like and how it has enriched your life?
It's been very wonderful, because I started out by just looking at the prompts that I got from the 21 Days Challenge. So every day we would get a prompt. It could be for writing, to meditate more. But at the end of it, my notebook would be full. because I would just sit there writing. Then I'd go back and read it, and then I would have more things to write. So it just kept going from there. And then things would come up, and I would say, okay, let me go search for this, and I would be taken on to another path to find out something more. So, yeah. So I was also learning about meditation, um, visualization, how to use this technique. And I just started learning as I was doing this journaling process.
That's excellent. I love how it kind of like feeds in, one thing feeds into another, which feeds into another, and you know, you get this incredible practice that comes together.
I just wanted to say hi to Bob Feathers for stopping by to say hello. Hi, Bob. We are recapping our 3-day summit, and we have 3 of our speakers here with us tonight, and all 3 of them are absolutely mind-blowing in how whatever they gave us is life-changing. And we were just so privileged to have the 3 of you with us. So we are going to continue with our. So before we take it into general, and to Liz, who just also blew our flip-flops off our feet again tonight, we're going to talk about Randy Pizer. Randy she's helped so many authors get their books published. And she left us with huge things to think, images, what we should do, what we should not do. And I wanted to ask you, so we've all written books. What was your impression, Olivia? What did you get from Randy's presentation?
Oh my gosh, Randy was just a powerhouse. I mean, we got a glimpse into her world, right? I mean, she is knee deep into and rubbing elbows, right, with all these like major publishing houses like Scholastic, Shaman and Schuster, McGraw-Hill. What? And she gets her time bidding wars, like what? And to have like her time today to give us all these little nuggets, it's amazing. And plus, she's working on her own personal book projects and is asking for submissions.
Yes.
And so, oh my gosh, like what an incredible opportunity to get your feet wet. Because one of the things that we heard from Tammy yesterday was that, really put yourself out there as a writer. Like take those freelance writing positions with, writing articles, writing blogs here and there, right? To enhance your writing portfolio, show your writing chops. Before you approach like a major agent or a book agent or a publishing house. And so this could be a stepping stone for people who want to get involved with Randy. She's got a book project coming up called The Little Book of Big Epiphanies.
Yes.
Yes.
So she's looking for submissions for that. So stay connected with us. I mean, I invite all of you to be in our mailing list. Go to www.singyourheartsongsummit.com. The link is still open. The link is still active. Get on our mailing list because we have so many fabulous freebies, gifts, call to conversations, projects like this one that we can communicate with you through that email. And take advantage. And she was just so amazed by all the audience participation too, like putting in their kind of hopes and dreams and what they would like to write about. Some people said they wanted to write memoir. Some people said they wanted to write, how-to guide. Some people wanted to write children's book series. So she was really pleased to see the variety of the responses in our audience.
What about you, Steph?
Well, my hand is still tired from writing all the notes from her session, but it's amazing what can happen when someone has been in an industry for as long as she has. I mean, she's been doing this for decades, and I also really loved the way that she talked about our hiccups of hesitation when we, the things that stop us from taking that next step to get to where we want to go. That she began breaking that by when she was at a big event, and she showed some photos of some of those big events, those events can be overwhelming just by themselves. But she saw someone with a Lady is Home journal name tag on her and said to herself, not someone I want to talk to. And instead of giving into her hiccup of hesitation, she just pushed forward and reached out to her. And because of that and doing that cumulatively over time, she's become really, really familiar and close with so many of the movers and shakers in the publishing world. I think that's great, not only for the publishing world, but I think it's a great example for anything that we're doing.
That is so true, Steph. What were your thoughts, Mark?
I was just impressed by all the little tidbits that she gave us. All I know is that if and when I decide to write another book, I'm definitely going to take to heart what she said and consult with her.
Yeah. When I helped her with her presentation in the breakout room, Karen McGregor is one of my mentors. And she worked with Karen McGregor. Yes. And I have Karen's book. I have a few copies. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is such a small world, people. You never know who you're going to run into and who knew who and who did what. And it is just absolutely fantastic. I was blown away. Liz, what did you think of Randy's presentation?
Well, there were just too many takeaways. We can spend the rest of the evening going over it, but I think the biggest one for me is definitely the traditional publishing is definitely the route to go, and definitely would want to, hire Randy to help me with that. So. For
Definitely, sure. Yeah. And Nadine, what did you think of Randy, of her presentation?
A lot of information. That was always my aim, to publish a book in the traditional way, but I always thought it would be too difficult and I would never get in. But then when I listened to her, I guess her motivation is when she was asking, is it your passion, or is it, I don't remember the words you said, but is this something you really want to do, or you're just saying you want to do it? So that made me really think that if it's really my passion, then I will actually do the best to make the best book, because that was always my dream, to have a book like that. So I do agree with a lot of what she said. Yeah.
So there was
Nadine. I just want to give a shout out to Bob Feathers. Bob, thank you so much for stopping by here. We know it's late for you there, but it is a small world, so communicate accordingly. Indeed, your words and actions have a ripple effect, right? And so that's amazing, Bob, for that insight. And Nadine, you just hit upon an excellent point where Randy said, is it a priority or an option? And not only is that for writing or publishing, but any area of your life, you have to examine it. Is it a priority and option? Because if it's an option, it's like, okay, I may do that or I may not. And if it's a priority, like, no matter what, you are committed to doing this.
Yes.
An interesting thing about the word priority, I learned from one of the many books that I've read, is that when we think about priorities now, we think about priorities in terms of multiples. So, it's like, but the original meaning of the word was actually one. So if you have a priority, that's your one thing that you're going to do. It's not, okay, well, I've got 5 priorities. No, you have one priority. So if that's your priority, you're going to go out and make it happen.
Yeah.
That's so true. But she mentioned the secret. What was the secret? Do you remember?
Oh, that's right. The secret that
it starts with an F, and it's not the one you think of.
Well,
it's fear.
Yes.
Yes. The secret that holds us back, that makes us not prioritize, that makes us not start writing the first page is fear. What if I'm not good enough? What if my book stings. You know what? English is my second language. And my editor publisher, she is amazing, Darcy Nybo. I love you. But you know what she told me? Irma, I love you. You write amazing stories. You don't know how to write in English. That's what she told me. And then I was shocked. And Darcy said, but you know what? If you know how to write a story, that it doesn't matter because you always find an editor that will make sure your story makes sense. As long as you let your imagination flow and you make sure that what is in here and what you get, download it, that you put it out there because there's someone there who needs your book. There's someone who needs your story. So, Olivia, have you started writing your next phase of next book?
Oh my gosh, I'm in the Cinderella monologues. Hello.
Right. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Mila Johansson, as you all know, is our paid sponsor for the summit, and she is with Pen to Publish, and she's working on a new book compilation project called the Cinderella Monologues. And so we've been promoting that throughout the summit, and there's still an opportunity for all of you to get involved. We are looking for women's stories to tell where you came from to success. And Mila has made her calendar available if you want to discuss your chapter ideas with her and to be involved with this project. And she announced today a very special, most generous scholarship to be given to one attendee of the summit who would be who would receive the scholarship to become part of the Cinderella monologue. She would waive the entire fee for that person to become involved. So that is super generous, Mila. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And so we did make the announcement that we have been taking attendance throughout all 3 days, and we identify, which attendees were engaging, asking questions, had their camera on. That's a big deal. If you came on to Summit but your camera's off the entire time, I don't know who you are, right? So it was very important that we could see your face. It was very important that you were commenting in the chat. It was very important that you attend at least like 3 presentations throughout the time here. So we put everyone's names in a big drawing, and we're going to announce the winner over email. So just fingers crossed for whoever's going to be winning that beautiful prize from Mila.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that it's your next project you're working on, your next book you're writing. We at the Sing Your Heart Song Summit published a book earlier this year, and it's a volume. Yes, it's the Heart Notes, and it's all about an anthology of all our presenters and audience members, and they came together and they wrote letters to the heart, to abundance, to the brain, to earth, to their child, to their little child. And it's an amazing, and there's Liz's picture. Liz is in that book. Yes.
Dear 12-year-old Katie, right?
Oh, yeah. Aw.
Yes, so we had such a fun time editing, formatting the book, and putting it together and then publishing it. And it is available on Amazon as well. But guys, how do you feel? It's the end of 3 days of summit. For me, started 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. For you, it started 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night. And then we were so hyped up, we could not sleep. How do you feel after 3 days? Olivia?
Oh my goodness, I have not slept. I was too hyped up to sleep. And I was doing extra credit. I was finding virtual backgrounds for everybody. I was trying to get animations going. I was trying to find the
I
perfect.
know. My email this morning from Olivia was like boom, 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 boom.
We have to get everything just right. So, man, but I'm just so pumped up. I'm still pumped up now. I'm so happy that we changed our schedule, that we decided to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because now Friday we just get to like just bask, right? Just bask in our achievements. Like, how often do we take the time to reflect? I mean, Liz, like, you took us through this exercise. And I don't know if this can be made available for people that weren't there, but it was incredible, Liz. Thank you so much for walking us through that exercise of like feeling that intense gratitude and thinking back to all the steps, all the people that had to come along to make that a reality.
Well, thank you. Yeah, great participation. It works great when people participate too. So give yourself some, offer that. So, yeah, I guess we can make it available if people message me or write me, or yeah, for sure.
Thank you. That is very generous, Liz. Thank you so much.
Look at this. Bob Feathers toasting us. Break out the bubbly. Champagne tree. Where's Emmy Russo when we need her? And the champagne tree.
Oh, right.
Emmy Russo.
But you don't know what Olivia was talking about. Emmy Russo took us through an exercise, and she said that when you fill yourself up with self-love, then it comes pouring into like a champagne glass, and that champagne glass overflows. And just think about it at weddings. It goes to the next and to the next and to the next until it finally reaches the base layer. But guess what? The base layer coming from the bottom up to the top is also holding up all the glasses with the champagne in it. So what does it mean? When we fill with self-love, we fill everyone with self-love, and they in turn will hold us up so that we won't fall. I thought it was fabulous. I love that analogy. Yes, Olivia, champagne. Ding, 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 ding. Champagne, champagne, champagne.
Champagne all around for everybody.
Yes, we made it. 3 days.
I want to give a shout out to Mark and Liz and Nadine, because you popped in and out when you could to hear your fellow presenters. So, talk to us. What was that experience like? How did it help you prepare for your presentations when it was your turn? Or, what did you enjoy about the summit? And maybe Liz, I mean, you have been on this with us like 2 or 3 times now. So how have you seen us grow?
Oh, definitely. I've seen the flow of it grow, and just the different types of presenters that you decided to have. So I really enjoyed that. I've definitely seen that grow. What did I enjoy? Why I like popping in and out is because I wanted to make sure that whatever I speak about is not, that there is not too much overlap. Right? So I want to make sure that it stands out and is different, and communicated something different. And the other thing that I think is really important for presenters is, like, for example, for Nadine, when she went before me and she did that visualization, and I was going to do a visualization, right? So as a presenter, you have to have different tools in your toolbox, right? So I quickly thought, okay, well, what's going to work instead? And that's when I decided to do, which actually, that's where I believe divine comes into play. When things like that happen, you say, okay, I got to switch this up. And then that was a much better, right? I thought that worked much better than what I was originally going to do. So, and I'm sure a lot of presenters do that as well. If they see something, then they'll quickly change it up or whatever, right? So, yeah, always have a plan B.
Plan B is good.
Always have a plan B.
Awesome. Well, it's getting late, and I think, we're going to close this up pretty soon. But, just thank you, Mark, again, for being on here. I think you've been on with us like each of these recaps. And you've done a musical finale each time. Like, you did a cheesy song for us. You got the washboard out today. So we just thank you so much for the extra effort, even after doing your presentation, right? Going the extra mile. So we really, really appreciate your energy. Thank you, Liz, for bringing your highest, your bestest to us today. Thank you, Nadine, for pulling through for us. We so appreciate that. I want to give a big shout out to May Klein, leading us through laughter, yoga, Zumba. How much fun was that? All of you were on there. right? So everybody, in honor of May, ready? Laughter yoga.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, that was amazing. May was definitely amazing. Shout out to May. That was
Shout out
great.
to you, May. And, you know, she's been on the fence a little bit for wanting to bring more Laughter Yoga Z out to the world. And it was so touching that all of you went around the room and shared what you loved about it. And I think that just gave her the little boost of confidence she needed to really make it happen. So more to come. So be on the lookout for her Laughter Yoga Z classes. And I'm going to close this out. I want to play a video clip, not a video clip, it's just a little animated clip. Thank you, Megan Hurley. Oh my gosh, shout out to you, Megan Hurley. You were the original Zumba instructor. You came onto the summit last year and did an amazing workshop for us. And you came to support May today. You took a photo for us. This is so amazing. Megan took this photo of us when we were doing the Laughter Yoga Z, and she added the captions. I added in some music, and that's what we're going to close out with. So thank you, everybody. If you're watching this on replay, I hope you enjoyed all the recaps. Stay tuned, please. Please stay connected with us, and go to our website, www.singyourheartsongsummit.com. Get on a mailing list because there's more to come. So I'm going to play this clip, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
See you next time, everyone.
Good night, all.